The internet is ablaze because Brooke Bailey, who never backs down, suddenly entered the drama with a bold and unexpected statement that completely changed the course of events around Chrissy Lampkin's most recent action. Fans have been speculating about Chrissy's next move for weeks. Although there were rumors of bargains, betrayals, and even covert power struggles going on behind the scenes, no one anticipated that Brooke would be the one to publicly expose it. Brooke didn't only remark when she talked, she ripped the silence's lid. She described Chrissy's move as revolutionary, something that no one in her field immediately anticipated. Social media exploded. Was Chrissy being praised by Brooke? Was she snubbing her with flattering remarks? Or did this mark the start of a far larger tale line, one that has the potential to set allies against one another in a way that has never been witnessed before? The industry is holding its breath, fans are giddy, and insiders are murmuring, because Chrissy's shift is more than simply a headline if Brooke Bailey is correct. This development has the potential to alter the overall power dynamics. The true question, though, is this: what was it that Chrissy did, and what made Brooke want to talk? Brooke Bailey now ensures that everyone hears her when she speaks. The Basketball Wives actress has never shied away from getting involved in sticky situations, and her choice to weigh in on Chrissy Lampkin's most recent action has the internet talking. However, before we get into the conflagration she just started, let's go back in time and see why Brooke's remarks are so powerful and why her assessment of Chrissy's pivotal choice feels like the spark that might start a full-scale conflict. The initial queen of reality was Chrissy Lampkin. For many years, Duper McCree Lampkin has been a pillar of hip-hop and love. From spectacular proposals to intense altercations, her relationship with Jim Jones is frequently at the heart of dramatic plots. Chrissy has established a solid reputation for perseverance and long-term planning. Chrissy has been silent lately, but when she does move, it's intentional. Fans are aware that she doesn't make snap decisions, which is why this most recent chapter is so fascinating. Therefore, that quote was making a revolutionary step when whispers began. Something related to both personal and professional power. Speculation was rampant. Was it a startup company, or a startling comeback to reality TV, or something far more profound that would permanently alter the dynamics of Harlem's reality? Royalty. Brooke comes in. Conversely, Brooke Bailey is no stranger to pointing out what others are scared to say. On Basketball Wives, she is well known for her audacity. She has argued with other cast members, revealed secrets, and said one-liners that fans still recite today. Brooke drops bombs without commenting. And that's precisely the reason behind her rash choice. It's fascinating to comment on Chrissy Lampkin's predicament. Despite not being on the same program, these two women are part of the same reality TV community, a world in which alliances change frequently. One single word can set off a domino effect that alters everything, and reputations are delicate. What makes this even more bizarre is their history of remaining silent until the UN hears it. Chrissy and Brooke have never truly viewed as either allies or adversaries. They have never collided in public. While living side by side in different roads, fans were always curious about Brooke's true feelings for Chrissy. Did she view her as another woman clinging to a man's plot, or did she respect her original position in the reality TV game? After remaining silent for years, Brooke finally speaks up at the exact moment Chrissy makes a move that has been called game-changing. Occurrence or premeditated timing. The decisive factor. Oh, the specifics are still up in the air. According to insiders, Chrissy's action is strategic rather than merely personal. According to some insiders, she is getting ready to make a comeback to television with leverage that might upend the cast's hierarchy. According to others, she's lining up a business deal with Harlem Roots that could redefine her image beyond whatever it is, said Jim Jones' partner. Brooke obviously believed it was significant enough to discuss. Additionally, fans are aware that when Brooke Bailey refers to something as game-changing, it's either a compliment with a hidden agenda or a warning shot, masquerading as praise. Why did Brooke say Matt Arlett's? Make it clear, talking is not Brooke Bailey's only activity. When she criticizes another woman on reality TV, she does so either to strategically identify herself with that woman or to undermine her before she gains too much power. Fans are analyzing everything Brooke said about Chrissy in an attempt to determine whether she was being encouraging or slipping in a dagger disguised as flattery. Not to mention that Brooke does best in a chaotic environment. She has made headlines whenever she has been undervalued. What is her angle here? Then, is she sowing doubt before Chrissy's new strategy even takes root? Or is she lining up with her for a potential crossover alliance? The quiet before the storm. One thing is for sure, Brooke Bailey's outspoken remarks have ignited the fire. Fans of Chrissy are coming together. The number of Brooke supporters is growing. Popcorn in hand, the rest of the reality TV realm watches. For example, when two strong-willed ladies from separate franchises end up in the same headline, never is it merely a coincidence. The voice of Brooke has increased. Chrissy's pivotal action turned a whisper into a viral sensation. Furthermore, perception is power in the realm of reality drama. Brooke might have simply tipped the scales by speaking up now. Chrissy even showed out her entire hand. We're at this point. Chrissy Lynn has taken a risk by grabbing That's Brooke Bailey. Brooke's voice has been heard. The industry is humming, and fans are making predictions. However, the crucial question still stands. Was Brooke being disrespectful or disparaging? Above all, what precisely is Chrissy doing? And why was Brooke unable to remain silent due to the table's intense shaking? There's no doubt that whatever happens next won't be just rumors. There will be a confrontation. Everything changed as soon as Brooke Bailey's words appeared on the blogs. What Chrissy Lampkin's quiet was meant to be. Suddenly, a well-planned power maneuver burst into the kind of drama that reality TV producers can only imagine. Brooke ignited a fire rather than merely making a remark, and supporters didn't see camaraderie or praise after the smoke cleared. It was the obvious beginning of a competition. Brooke makes a powerful message. Brooke's precise remarks were brief, but sharp. Chrissy's recent action is revolutionary. Let's face it though, winning the game does not necessarily follow from a game-changing move. Although it sounded encouraging on the surface, her tone instantly struck a chord with admirers. The last statement, it wasn't support, it was a challenge. Reactions erupted on Twitter. In essence, Brooke advised Chrissy-crats, don't get too comfortable. That's just shade wrapped in a bow. That's not support. The video went viral, plastering Instagram blogs, TikTok modifications, and even YouTube breakdowns. Within hours, #BrooksChrissy was trending. Chrissy breaks her segre, usually strategic about when and how she speaks. Oh, I'm collecting my popcorn. Everyone wants to talk about moves, but not everyone in the position to make them, she remarked, grinning into the camera while live streaming on Instagram. There are those of you on the sidelines. Remain there. Supporters quickly connected Brooke to the remark. Chrissy had just drawn her line in the sand, and the shadow was obvious. One fan wrote, Chrissy essentially stated that Brooke is a spectator, not a player. Oh no. Another person wrote, in actuality, this is going to be Harlem versus LA. Chrissy may have taken a risk, but that doesn't mean she always has the upper hand. Chrissy usually talks big, but half of her schemes never work out. The social media SPL split into groups in a matter of hours. Team Brooke supporters contended that she wasn't wrong. Fans of Team Chrissy, however, weren't having it. Chrissy is a pioneer. If Chrissy didn't pave the way, Brooke wouldn't even have a lane. Brooke just expressed what we all think. Her history shows that she can turn the script around. Chrissy has been making moves. The online feud was so intense that TikTok creators started putting on fictitious debates and reenacting scenes of Brooke and Chrissy fighting in person. The videos went viral, garnering millions of views as fans argued, laughed, and made assumptions. Behind-the-scenes analysis by industry insiders revealed that Brooke and Chrissy's abrupt confrontation wasn't totally unexpected, with one source claiming that producers from Basketball Wives and Love and Hip Hop had been subtly putting forth the idea of a crossover special, searching for a plot point significant enough to warrant bringing these two women together. The first twist in Alliance exposed, Brooke and Chrissy are now working for them. If this feud is real, it could easily serve as the basis for a reality TV event that could break ratings records. However, this is where the plot got more complicated. Just as fans were starting to get used to the idea of Brooke versus Chrissy, a new leak completely upended the story. Screenshots of purported text messages between Brooke and Chrissy from just 2 weeks prior to the drama were posted on a dubious Instagram blog. The texts seemed to depict the two women conspiring and laughing about upending the industry and forcing everyone to watch. Brooke allegedly wrote, "They ain't ready for us. Let's take control of the situation and headlines." And Chrissy supposedly replied, "Facts. We'll provide M with a conversation starter. Genuine bosses take genuine action." Supporters went crazy. Everything Brooke's shade, Chrissy's clapback, if the texts were authentic. A strategic cooperation to control the spotlight may be behind the social media uproar. OWN melted the internet. Once more, the responses diverged. Hold on. Brooke and Chrissy are covertly collaborating. It's a stunt. They are geniuses if this is accurate. All of the internet was just twisted by them. No. Those texts appear to be phony. The pot is being stirred by someone. The screenshots, timestamps, text sizes, and battery percentages were examined in detail by TikTok investigators. Some claimed to be doctored. They were real, according to others, but the harm was done. It was impossible to ignore the juicy rumor of a Brooke-Cray collaboration. Brooke and Chrissy remain calm. The kicker is this. Chrissy and Brooke weren't discussed, the purported texts. They made no confirmation. They didn't say no. They simply said nothing. Additionally, silence is more powerful than words on reality TV. Admirers interpreted it as evidence. Why wouldn't they shut it down if it wasn't true? The CIF, ACH, and G are playing chess, not checkers. According to a fan's tweet, this silence is screaming. What does that leave us with? Then, on the one hand, it appears that Chrissy and Brooke are about to start a full-fledged argument, disparaging one another in every public statement. However, it appears from the released texts that they may be working together behind the scenes to plan the drama in order to garner attention, and possibly even a crossover act. The whole fanbase is in disarray as a result of the initial twist. Are Chrissy and Brooke allies, adversaries, or both? And what is the ultimate goal if they are conspiring together? A united empire or the greatest betrayal in the history of reality TV? There's little doubt that Brooke Bailey just took Chrissy Lampkin's pivotal moment and made it into a story. The internet can't get enough of what began as Brooke. The business had become fixated on Bailey's naive remark that Chrissy Lampkin was a A perfect storm was generated by the leaked texts, the clapbacks, and the shade. Now, however, the question that everyone was asking was straightforward. Were Chrissy and Brooke secretly collaborating to gain power, or were they adversaries engaged in a recently started battle? The following twist drove this narrative from wild speculation into complete turmoil. So the answer wasn't kept a secret for long. Behind the scenes, the producers kept an eye on things. Producers of reality TV were drooling. The Love and Hip Hop and Basketball Wives teams reportedly started frantically trying to figure out how to profit on the Brooke-Chrissy story. According to an insider leak, there were even rumors that production teams offered a joint sit-down special. According to one purported email conversation between VH1 execs, if these two are teaming up, we need cameras on them ASAP. This could be the biggest crossover since Joe's Line and Tammy went viral, sending six-figure dollars to national television for Brooke and Chrissy's drama or alliance. Brooke's CHR is broken. When Brooke went live on Instagram, she spoke incoherently but forcefully, adding petrol to the fire. The whole extent of it is unknown to you all. People believe they are watching a competition. However, sometimes tricking them into believing you are battling is the greatest way to win. Fans were devastated by the mysterious comment. Was the alliance confirmed by Brooke? Was she using the internet to gain influence, or was this all staged? Her live stream was flooded with comments. She essentially acknowledged that the texts were authentic. No, she's merely playing us. Brooke is at his best here. Chrissy had better keep an eye on her. Brooke is not a fair player. Vol missile is conveyed by Chrissy's quiet. Chrissy didn't say anything. She shared pictures of her clothing, an old photo of herself with Jim Jones, and a meme with the words, "Real bosses move in silence." That quiet sparked a flurry of conjecture. Why wouldn't Chrissy say that she had nothing to do with Brooke? Why wouldn't she make things clear? Her silence turned into a plot point in and of itself. When the internet thought things couldn't get much wilder, people were analyzing every emoji, caption, and like on her site, as well as the bombshell revelation and a leaked email, according to a gossip website. An email conversation between Brooke and Chrissy's teams was revealed. The email seemed to outline a coordinated publicity ploy to dominate headlines, and it was sent just days before Brooke's pivotal comment. Brooke remarks, "The internet goes crazy." The purported email said, Chrissy makes her move. Phase 2 tease for the reunion. This wasn't shade if it was real. There was no rivalry. It was a grand scheme. Twitter went crazy as the internet collapsed. They have been planning this. Then, in their game, we are all pawns. This is brilliant. They simply played along with the industry. No, if this email is fraudulent, someone is using Photoshop at a high level. But Brooke and Chrissy should win an Emmy if it's true. Creators acted out Phase 2 situations on TikTok, envisioning Chrissy and Brooke entering a reunion hand in hand, prepared to take on the remaining members of the cast. The panic was fueled by the edits, which received millions of views and hours. BACKLA, set for the industry. However, not everybody was impressed. A few reality celebs slapped accusing Chrissy and Brooke of cheesy pranks. An alumnus of Basketball Spouses tweeted, "A hip-hop castmate posted on Instagram, and you already lost a love. If you have a phony feud or alliance to be current." Without people fabricating drama for clicks, this sector already has enough chaos. A whole new argument was sparked by the outcry. Did Chrissy and Brooke ruin the credibility of reality TV as cunning opportunists or as smart strategists? Supporters take sides. The internet became divided once more. Supporters of Team Alliance applauded. While everyone else is playing checkers, they are playing chess. Be mindful of this. It's the way you take charge of your story. Fans jeered the iconic team's genuineness. It's fake if it's staged. For drama, we watch reality TV. Not to be controlled. Chrissy's credibility was ruined. As if the email leak wasn't enough, a final curve appeared at midnight when an anonymous script Instagram page purported to have a tape of Brooke and Chrissy giggling at the pandemonium on the phone. This suggests that she is collaborating with Brooke for influence. The description said, the words they ate up sounded eerily like Chrissy. The CLFA, Beijing, and fans swore. The laughter matched Brooke's voice when the puppeteers forgot the microphones were on, even though the recording was muffled. The question now facing the internet is, are Chrissy Lampkin and Brooke Bailey masterminds working together in a brilliant alliance? Or are these leaks fabricated, exaggerated, and intended to destroy them before they even disclose their plan. And if they are, what is the ultimate goal of joint venture? A new show, or the acquisition of 2 entire franchises? With Brooke hinting at Phase 2 and Chrissy sitting quietly, fans know that the biggest reveal is yet to come. The so-called game-changing move had already descended into leaks, rumors, and whispers of covert alliances. The escalation has blurred every distinction between shade, alliance, and manipulation.